One of the first things that we talk about is passwords. And in respect to passwords, I typically ask the kids, how many of you share your locker combinations with your friend? And they all go like this. I do, okay? Of course they do. They're stupid. No, not really. I'm only kidding. They don't think of possible ramifications. They don't think about their friend giving the locker combination to someone else. And maybe they'll get their jacket stolen or something like that. But quite frankly, friends also share passwords. And one of the videos that I show them is a scenario that unfortunately happens frequently. I'd like you to just take a minute and watch this.
I used to have a best friend named Katie. We shared everything, even our passwords. One day I got online and noticed a bunch of emails from someone whose name I didn't recognize. The subject was, "You look hot." I opened one up and read what it said. It was from a guy at school who was 2 grades older than me. He said he wanted to do stuff that I'm embarrassed to even say. These girls at school, the beautiful people as I call them, they convinced Katie to give them my password. She thought that if she gave it to them, it would make them like her. I think she was scared too. These girls do mean things to everyone. Anyway, the girls got into my email and sent emails to all the senior guys that looked like they were from me. In the email was a picture of me with no clothes on. They got a picture of someone else from an adult website and photoshopped my class picture headshot on it, I guess. Then they wrote things like, "I will do anything to make your fantasies come true," and signed my name. Since it came from my account, everyone thought I really sent it. Now I can't go anywhere at school without guys looking at me funny and people whispering and pointing at me when they think I can't see. I don't have any friends, and I don't even talk to Katie anymore. I feel so alone. I wish I could move somewhere and start over. I thought it was safe to share my password with my best friend. Now I know you can't. I wish I could disappear.
Now let me ask you a question. What do you think those kids did once after they sent out all the all the emails, okay, and they got ready to get out of her email account? What do you think they did? Any idea? Think nasty, yeah.
Change the password?
Absolutely. It's called outing. You change the password so that they can't get in and undo what's been done, okay? That is a scenario that goes right along with this. Is that people do, getting a password, your password to Facebook, and putting stuff on Facebook that's outrageous, and then changing the password and then getting out. So you can't go and change it. Facebook can be a great communication tool, but it can also be a flagrant abuser of the truth. So my suggestion to you, number one, it's of course your professional decision. But I would suggest that you don't friend any of your students. Not because you don't like your students. I'm not saying that. But I know on the middle school and high school level, when you go to their pages and look what's going on, and then after a couple minutes when you catch your breath, you quick go like, oh my God, what have I done? I'm not trying to say a relationship with the kids is not a good idea, but you need to be able to be in control of it. Do you see, you know what I'm saying? That's something you need to be aware of. Now, so passwords, that's just one scenario for passwords that can be incredibly detrimental to kids. And I've talked often, you know, they had mentioned Photoshop. My old example is Mr. Weber, guy with muscles, Mr. Weber with muscles, you know? It's like, yeah, dream on. But, you know, that took me at least 10 seconds to do. Obviously, it looked like it. But my point is that the kids are technologically better than you might think. It's very interesting because if you really wanted to find out someone's password that you know what, I hate to tell you, it's really not that tough. First of all, if they have kids, you check their kids' first names, right? Okay? Or their dog, or their horse. Okay? It's true, because you're thinking to yourself, oh shucks. And you know what, that's natural. And I bring up, it's very funny because I bring up this list of common passwords and the kid's like, how did he know that was my password? That's not fair. I no one ever knew monkey one, you know, type thing. The kids use very unimaginative passwords. And I mean, if you find out the name of their favorite group or band or rapper, you got their password. It's not a problem. Now, it's interesting because it says the most commonly used passwords, the 20 top passwords. My kids never realize that there's only 19 there. because the 20th starts with F and ends with K. Now, but that's the 20th most used password. So the deal is that one of the things that you have to make sure with your kids is that they don't share passwords. That they don't share passwords. And I have a couple links in Microsoft to check if your passwords are any good or not. You know, there's a fine balance between having a password that's pretty secure and a password that is impossible to remember. Did you ever do that? Okay. With Passport, every time I use it, I have to get a new password because I forget it. Because I want uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, and I always forget. So, so keeping your identity private, passwords, is a very important one.